So guys, EA have given us FUT Birthday and N'Golo Kante. I'm just a little bit underwhelmed by this card, and I am extremely disappointed at the price that EA have set for this card, and also for the upgrade that they've given to him. Way too expensive, and not enough of an upgrade. I was saying yesterday, I was saving my fodder because I thought this Kante will be expensive. I didn't think he'd be requiring these 90 rated squads. Why are they bringing these 90 rated squads back? And listen, you will be able to do this card. He's there for the next 60 days, so you can, you can dedicate a lot of your time through fodder to put your fodder into this card. But I don't think he's the most insane midfielder for this stage of the game. When the Winter Wildcards came out, we didn't have Team of the Year at that point. We didn't have Prime Icons at that point, I don't think either. At that time, it was a decent card. Right now, I just don't know how this card will work that well in game. Some of his stats are really good, but then, you look at, for a midfielder, I would want my midfielder to be, first of all, taller than 5'6", but to have much better heading and much better jumping, and he really lacks, to be honest, there. There are some great stats to him. I mean, his dribbling all around is really good. His defensive stats are great. I think he'd be a waste at the centre mid. I really do. And because I don't think his passing is that good, considering you're having to put in 89, 88, 89s and 90s into this card for a card that's only got 86 vision and 85 long passing. And I understand you can apply a cam style to increase those, but you'd be expecting better than those stats when you've initially completed him. I'd be expecting well into the 90s for those two stats. And it's a weird pace split. Yeah, they're giving him a 5-star week, but they've actually also increased his skill moves. But I don't understand why they haven't made him 5-star to give a little bit more incentive to being able to do him. I don't understand why they haven't made him a 93 rated, because, and I'll show you in a second, it's such a minor increase. And a few people will say, well, I don't have the 1 million coins to go and buy his Winter Wildcards off the market. And I say to that, okay, fair enough, because people might have the fodder, or they might be able to get the fodder, and you will be able to get the fodder to him. I just question whether it's going to be your best move to be able to go for him long term, because, I mean, it's just such a minor increase on a card that we've had for a few months now. So you're looking at, +1 for pace, shooting, dribbling, defending, and physicality, the +2 only coming in as passing. And I look at his passing, and I still don't think his passing's that good, in all honesty. I mean, free kicks and curve, maybe don't really, and crossing don't matter maybe that much, because you're not going to use him as a winger. Okay, fair enough. So you look at his vision, his short passing, and his long passing. Only his short passing is the one that actually looks half decent. And as I said before, yes, you can apply a cam style to get that vision and long passing up more. But I would be wanting, and I'd be thinking, for what I got to put in for a midfielder, that he'd already be into the 90s for vision and long passing. You don't really tend to see his base card from what I remember that much, even at the start of the game. I just don't think he'd work as a centre midfielder at all, in all honesty. I really don't. I don't see any end product when it comes to the shooting stats of him. Even from long range, he just doesn't have that. I think CDM, he could be decent, but then you have to question his height. So it's just a bit of a disappointment. And I think he's too expensive. I think he's a half-decent card, but I don't think he is as good as what they are requiring you to put in for him. And I understand with him being Premier League and French, he's great for links, he's great for squad building, I understand that. But too expensive. And even with the potential to grind him for the next 60 days, I just don't think it's worth it. I think you go and look at someone like Rivaldo, and listen, the different positions, they're completely different players, but if you're looking to put fodder into any cards, I'd be putting it into him. I reviewed him, I thought he was great. I think what he requires, and yes, he does require 289 rated squads, but I think the card's just great. I think the card plays really well. Apart from his lack in balance, I think the rest of it's fantastic. I actually look at Kante, and I think he's a little bit underwhelming. I see too many negatives to this card that will not make him one of the kind of high tier players in this game. There's too many issues with him that a cam style just wouldn't be able to fix all of them at once. And so let me guys know what you think of this. It's a real shame. I don't really know what I was expecting, to be quite honest. I suppose I should have expected him to have been insanely overpriced and not to receive that much good of an upgrade. But I just had a bit of a hope that he was going to be maybe like a 94 rated or something like that. But yeah, he's far from that. So let me know if I'm being too critical and you guys might think it's pretty good. But personally, I wouldn't do it. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you all later.